Konnichiwa, Tsuki Jinja Yokoso. In this video I'm going to talk about the story of Konohana Sakuya Hime, the goddess, the kami of flowers, beauty and also mountains and protection. Konohana Sakuya Hime, also known as only Sakuya, is the goddess that represents the cherry blossoms. She is said to be as beautiful as a cherry blossom, but also as ephemeral. As soon as the cherry blossom appears, it lasts only a few days and then it disappears. But she's also related to protection and mountains and volcanoes, and her main shrine is on Mount Fuji. Sakuya is the daughter of Oyamatsumi, a kami, a god who was born from Kagutsuchi, a son of Izanami. Remember in Amaterasu's video when I told about Izanami and Izanagi and they got together, they knew love and they had many children. One of them was Kagutsuchi, the god, the kami of fire. He's not really represented as a human being or physically represented, because when he was born, Izanami died. So Izanagi, angered by the death of his wife, he kills Kagutsuchi, and he cuts Kagutsuchi in many pieces, which originate many volcanoes and many other deities. One of these deities, Oyamatsumi, was born in this moment. So the main story involving Sakuya is when Ninigi, Amaterasu's grandson, comes down from the celestial plane to help to pacify Japan and to teach how to cultivate rice. This story I told in Uzume's video because when Ninigi descended to earth, he found many obstacles. One of them was to pass by Sarutahiko, which Uzume helped. But when he finally gets here, he meets Sakuya and he falls in love with her beauty. So he asks her to marry him. She asks her father, Oyamatsumi, and then he agrees, but he sends her sister, Iwanaga Hime. Iwanaga Hime is the goddess of rocks and resistance. So she's not as beautiful as Sakuya, but she has much more strength and endurance. But Ninigi doesn't see these, he only sees her appearance, and then he refuses to marry her and he delivers her back to her father. Oyamatsumi gets very angered and saddened because of this, because Ninigi refused to look inside Iwanaga. So he curses Ninigi. He can marry Sakuya, but he will have a very short life, just like the cherry blossom. So they get together, and then after the marriage, Sakuya gets pregnant. Now there are two versions of this story. In one of them, Ninigi thinks that Sakuya is bearing children from another god, and in the other version, he knows they are his children, but he wants to provoke Konohana Sakuya so she can do something to prove everyone that the children are very powerful. So either the way, she gets very angered and saddened, and then she decides to set fire on Babylon, to set fire on her mud, to set fire on her house. So when the babies are born, she simply set everything on fire. And suddenly she emerges beautifully and elegant with 3 children, all alive. These 3 children are Hoderi, Hoseri, and Hori. Hori's grandson was the first emperor of Japan. So after this episode involving fire and no death, she is related to protection against fire and against the eruption of volcanoes too. So people until today, they offer her and they make pilgrimages to ask her for protection, not only from volcanoes, but during difficult moments and during the childbirth. So if you want to connect yourself with Konohana Sakuya Hime, you can do this by using flowers and fire, her main symbols. And you can ask her for protection, you can ask her to guide you through difficult moments, and maybe ask for these difficult moments to be just as the cherry blossoms. They can be beautiful, but they can end soon. So this was goddess Konohana Sakuya Hime, the goddess of flower, mountains, volcanoes, and protection. If you like this video, please give your thumbs up, leave a comment below, share the video, subscribe to the channel, enter our oracle, and let the goddess guide you. Thank you very much. And if you're still here, why don't you stay a little bit longer on this channel? Here you can find a playlist with all the Shinto goddesses I have talked about. Here, a playlist with all the goddesses in general I have talked about. Here, a playlist with spells and studies about witchcraft. And here you can subscribe for more. Thank you very much.